Guys, if you're a fan of the podcast and you want more in your week, you want more podcast quality, you want bonus features, you want vlogs, you want a guest episode, you want just all the extra trimmings that come along with the turkey and ham, if this was a Christmas dinner, you can head to www.patreon.com/Sly Guy Podcast, where it's all there for as little as £2 a month. So less than it will cost you to buy me a pint. Not that I drink pints, but even coffee or tea, less than that, you get all this bonus content and early access and all the other stuff at www.patreon.com/Sly Guy Podcast. Guys, the Sly Guy Podcast is always brought to you in association with Modest Beer. That's right, Modest are delicious, and you can find out more at www.modestbeer.co.uk, where you can find out all the types of beer that Modest have. You can find out all the types of products they have, merch. You can also subscribe to their newsletter as well to get all the updates you need right there.
I'm the Sly Guy.
Hello guys, and welcome to this week's episode of the Sly Guy Podcast. I've got another guest for you this week. It's my friend and yours, comedian Sean Hegarty. This was a real fun episode because Sean and I, we went for a coffee beforehand, had a bit of lunch, which was nice, and we just had a chat like two anxious old dads. So it was a lot of fun. We talk about comedy. We actually didn't talk for 1 second about the Comedians Boxing, which is taking place this Saturday, the 11th of February. We should have done because Sean's fighting on the card, but we didn't, not one bit, because we were just too busy talking about other fun things. So it was a nice time. It was a fun episode, and hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. So this is me on the Sly Guy Podcast with my guest, Sean Hegarty. See, just booking anything and like organising stuff, it's the worst part of this job.
Yeah. It's horrible.
I guess, and welcome to the podcast, Sean. We're just a couple of guys wearing gilets giving off about people who are bad timekeepers.
You'll cut the start out though, won't you?
Yes. Yeah, I'll cut the start out, don't worry.
Lovely.
No, we will for sure. So how's the form anyway? We've just been for a coffee there. It was nice.
Yeah, it was nice afternoon together, didn't we?
Yeah,
we did.
It's pleasant. It's nice to get you down to North Down and have a nice time.
I know. It's only the past few months that I've tried to kind of relax when I'm doing things, like on either side of working, or obviously this is considered work for the both of us, do you know what I mean? And especially the money that this is going to bring in for me after doing it.
I mean, it's going to change your life, mate.
100%. I fully believe that.
You know what? Genuinely, if we got £1 for every listener, it'd be good. It'd be good though.
Good tenner each.
Yeah, more. I mean, it'd be you get more than a tenner. I'd say you're talking maybe you get you know what, you could probably get a fish supper and onion rings and maybe a wee drink.
Be happy with it. We
meal deal out of that, not a problem. You know what, I don't know if you're facing here. I've got real paranoia that this should be more bent. I always think like if you're going to put something large and black towards your face, it needs to have good curvature. You know what I mean? It needs to be bent. But yeah, so you were saying you don't relax. What's that about?
I think it's just from being a parent. I'm sure you're on the same boat. It's just I've went years and years and years of doing gigs, and the second you come off stage, all you can think about is how quickly can I get home. Yeah. And I don't know if it's like an anxiety thing or if it's just instilled in you from being a parent, where you're just fearful. You don't want anything to happen when you're not there. You feel like the protector. Like I walk around the house every night and I'm checking every door, every window. Yeah. And Diona goes to bed and she's just like, oh, I thought it was closed. Do you know what I mean? You're like, I'm around the house like Terminator. Just double checking everything, checking things are closed.
You fucking doorknob is unlocked. What are you doing?
I'm putting keys in the lock and fucking whacking it with a hammer that comes out. And I'm like, nobody's getting in, nobody's getting
You're like
out.
in The Walking Dead, just boarding the windows at night. But no, I don't know whether that's a husband thing or a dad thing, but like Catherine will joke and call me Mr. Health and Safety. Yeah. And it's like, well,
it's not a joke. And
it's like either I do or we're all going to get murdered in our sleep.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I do panic about stuff, like even seeing the kids, like I foresee danger. I'm like, that they're going to hurt themselves. And then she's like, would you just relax and let the kids be kids? And then they'll like fall and fucking split their lip, and I'll be like, what? I know. What else can I do here?
I know. We would go shopping, and Winter would just run about, and Diona would just be like getting things off the shelves. Yeah. And I would be like, I'm going around here, can you watch her? And Diona would be all, yeah, work away. And I'm like, no, but I'm leaving, so that leaves you're on the same boat.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm like, can you please, like, don't let her out of your sight? And Diona's all, yeah, just go. How do you think I get on when you're not here? And I was like, I don't want to know.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I'd kill myself. Yeah. So I would go and come back a couple of minutes later, and I'm all, where is she? And Diona goes, she's just round that corner here. She's all right. And you're like, fuck me.
Yeah.
It drives me mad.
That is the line that always gets me. Oh, how do you think I cope when you're not here? It's like, well, honestly, I don't know. Because she'll do me things like, oh, you'll not believe what happened today. And I'll be like, what's that? Oh, Matilda fell out of a trolley on their head. I'll be like, yeah. Because was she in the trolley, right? Were you watching her at all times? And she'd be like,
Exactly.
you need to relax a bit.
Yeah.
And I do think that there is a happy medium, because sometimes I'll just freak out. Like, I'll just be like, stuff will stress me out. You know, I'll be like, don't be at this, don't, you know. And I don't know whether it's because that's the same thing you talk about at gigs. It's like, because I remember once, and again, I don't know if Catherine's going to thank me and asking to saying this, but whenever we just had Holly, so it was our first kid that we had, and it was the Lavery's Christmas do maybe around that time. No, this year it was Holly's 5, mate. You know, so about 5 years ago, and she was like, and we were living in East Belfast at the time, and it was like, right, I just get the train in, have a few drinks, come back, and I was like, are you all right? And she was like, yes. And like normally, when you ask your wife for something, are you all right with this? Is this okay if I do this? And they go, yes. You know, you probably think, all right, let's go, you know. But I didn't realise that when she went yes, she actually meant no.
Yeah.
So then what happened, because Holly was only wee, our dog was taken by Catherine's mum to look after her until we got the baby settled for a couple of days. So her mum just decided to rock back that night with the dog, and then he was just barking at the what's it, we rock it by, we cribble side, you know, it's called we thatch thing. Like, how do you not remember these names? But she's just barking, she's just ringing me when he come back. I said, well, you told me I could fully, and she was like, you should have known. I was like, but how? You know, communication's what we are supposed to be able to do to figure out. And at that point I was like, I'm going to hate being a parent. Like, I just think, and I don't know whether from then and like other wee things have happened, I've just been like, oh, if I'm away, I need to, as soon as my allocated time's done, get home. Yeah. I think now that they're a bit older and more like they know to sleep and are manageable, it's like, whew.
You relax a
but
bit
like
more.
when they're away, I panic all the time. And like days that even like the days Catherine's working and my kids are like at nursery or school or with the childminders or whatever, I'm like, I can come in, work all day, it's great. But see days like if Catherine's off and I need to go and do something, I'm like, oh, I still need to get back. You know what I mean? And it's weird, and it's hard to shift. You know what I mean? It's hard to shift that kind of anxiety, but hopefully it gets a bit easier.
Yeah, the worst thing, see, when our child was born, for the first maybe 6 to 8 months, I was always afraid of Diona falling down the stairs. Yeah. And every single time Diona went to walk down the stairs, my heart was in my mouth until she got to the bottom. All the time. And I don't know why. Yeah. So she's held things before. Do you know what I mean? She's fine. Like,
but is Diona a wee bit of a klutz, would you say?
She has...
Again, my best friend Diona Docherty, as everyone knows, but it's just fully slating her. Is she a klutz?
She has potential. Let's just say. Yeah, 100%.
Because I don't know what, like, because Catherine is, like, head and shoulders smarter than me. Like, she's a very intelligent woman, but she doesn't have like common sense. She's blind as a bat, like, so I don't know if Diona's the same or it's a husband thing. She'll be like, I've lost my phone, and then she'll be looking around. I'll walk in, where'd you have it last? Oh, it's on the table, and I'll go, it's on the table. You know, stuff like that. And
that's Diona all over too. Brains to burn, like fucking degree, A levels, everything. Yeah, but just is the worst. Went to London last week and she phoned me and she was all, I don't have my bank card. Yeah. And I'm like, but why? Like, fuck, you need your bank card. And she was like, what am I going to do? And I was out of the house and I had no bank card with me because I use everything on my phone. And I says to her before, like, just set your card up on your phone.
Does she not have that set up on her phone?
No. So she ended up setting mine up on her phone. Right, okay. So she uses mine all the time.
See, to be fair, that's a smart move on her part.
Well, yeah.
I bet she did have her bank card. She was like, yeah.
Never lost.
No, because what did she lost something the other day, and I was like, where were you last? Like, in the car, Catherine, in the car, and I was like, okay. And then I went to the car and I sat in the driver's seat and was like, put my hand in the front, not there. Hand in the car seat, not there. The wee bit in the middle, it's there. And I was like, there's your bank card. And she's like, I've lost 2 bank cards. Am I going to have to cancel my bank? And then like something, I lifted a book or like her diary up and fell out of it. And I was like,
there you are.
You know, but then she will ridicule me and be like, you need to stop worrying and all. I'm like, but there's reasons. You keep giving me reasons not to worry. Yeah, but you keep giving me reasons to worry, you know.
It's the same. I actually went online a couple of days ago because, do you know the way, do you ever get the feeling you're like, you know, your mates start a business or their wives start a business, you're like, I'm going to go on and support them. Yeah. And I went on and I was like, Joe, it's candles by Catherine. I'll go on and buy Diona a wee candle. Yeah. And then I realised what she actually sells is like lip fillers and things like that. That was all...
Yeah, see, that'd be awkward. Just going on with like, listen, I've got you a wee treat.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, but I just want to let you know the thought was there.
Yes, no, see, that's good. No, because she, again, when she first said, she was like, I'm going to start getting into aesthetics. I was like, well, like Lynn Christie, and she was like, no, like Botox. I was like, right, okay, sweet. I don't know what that is, because like she was telling me, and she's like, I have a real enthusiasm about it, and I was like, all right, well, and again, it's like that thing. I think whenever your wife wants to do something, you're like, well, you support it. And then she was like, you know, I'll do this training and all, blah, blah. And like, we're going to have to remortgage the house and I'll take it to the training. I'm like, whatever makes you happy, you know?
That's it. That's what it's all about.
Not she didn't actually remortgage the house because she'll be on being like, listen, I listened to your podcast and you were asleep. But you know what the good thing about it is? Like, she started this new business, and it's weird because I like to see her being enthusiastic about stuff and like buzzing. And like, I think with work, obviously she's a nurse in the NHS is a fucking shambles at the minute, and I think people need to do more to support the NHS. Government, get your arses back to storming.
More claps out the front.
Yes, more claps out the front. And you know what? We should bring up. I might just do that.
I thought you were going to say let's clap for her now.
Yeah, let's.
It's just
let's
for a minute.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm going to do that without any announcement.
Yeah.
And how quick would they be up to take me to Ward 27? Like, there's Dave out just smacking a pot in his driveway. Fucking right, you know what I mean? It does.
Just half 2 in the afternoon.
Just there we go.
You on your own.
It'd be like, there he is again. Pair of grey tracksuit bottoms, no socks on. You know, belly hanging out the bottom of a t-shirt. Be like, oh, it's for the NHS.
A root with a mask on it.
But it's such a fucking mad concept now.
You know? I seen a video the other day of some RTE radio station, and they were doing this thing, and the girl was all like, something beginning with this, something beginning with that, and they were all like, a body part beginning with J, and the girl goes, Japsai. Fucking unbelievable. Made it there.
Yeah. And did she get the no? He's like, oh, our survey says ding, correct. But she goes in those shifts, and like, I get, like, it's not like she goes in, does we 4 hours. Like, if my working days, I've come here, met you for lunch, come here, had a chat, gone home, you know.
15-minute podcast.
You know, she's in there for fucking like 10 hours a day, sometimes 13 hours a day, comes home knackers, like, I'm just done. And it's like, sometimes you just see somebody you love with just no enthusiasm for being alive. And I don't mean just that, you know, for the day, she's like, I'm wrecked, done. And you want to see that wee oomph about them, you know. And she, since you've been doing the business, she's been buzzing.
Love it.
And it's great to see. Now, at the same time, I'm like, does this mean, like, we've gone full circle? Because when I left work, I was like, a few wee things in the pipeline, thinking, oh, maybe one day she'll be able to pack the nursing in. She just goes, no, this is my vocation. I've trained to be, I want to always be a nurse. I want to always be in the register.
Really?
And I was like, I want to not
be
be
on
a
the register?
Yeah, like the nurse's register, not the sex offenders register. Like, different goals. They'd be like, I want to not be on that register. But she's like, I want to keep that up. I was like, all right, fair play to you, you know. So now I'm thinking, you know, if her business goes really well, maybe I can retire. I can just be a full-time house husband and just basically do what I do in life anyway, with the exceptions of podcasts, you know.
Just less pressure.
The exact same, just less I mean, I love it. Because we had an argument the other week about something. I think, I think so, like a 1940s couple argument. She had come home and had made a wee comment, like something along the lines of, oh, my tea's not ready. And I don't know why. I just was like, so I didn't even know what I was doing. I ended up arguing. I was like, so I have the kids to school today. I've collected them both from him. They're both fed. They're both bathed. They're in bed. And I say, the clothes are on you. I put them in the wash. I've dried all that. I've put all this. And I said, and you've got a dark and a white wash on. And you're complaining to me. And she goes, look at yourself. And I went, what? And I hand him a hip. And I was like, yes. And he goes, you're like an old man. And I was like, well, you know, I feel like an old man. Totally abused and taken for granted.
Now fuck up, Coronation Street,
yeah,
Sean.
Now fuck up. Now go and get a chippy and shut your hole, you know. Get me my slippers. Feet are killing me. And I look back at all those years of me sitting playing FIFA with my feet up, playing Smackdown with my feet up, my mum coming in trying to hoover a batter in my feet, and I'm like, oh, fuck off, man. And I now feel it, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Diona went to London last week for 3 nights, and when she came back on the Thursday, I had the place spotless, right? And we've been talking for a while about we have like a beam above our fireplace, but it was like almost like a cement kind of spray that had been sprayed over it, so it looks like cement. So I, between Tuesday morning and Friday morning, ripped it off.
Like totally off the wall?
Completely off the wall, got rid of it, painted the whole fireplace and stuff, went and sourced a beam from the back end of Banbridge, brought it home, sanded it all down, put it up, like fucking ton weight, like had to plaster the back wall, had to do all these things like a joiner would do, put it on the wall. Then the Thursday night I spent like 3 hours, cleaned the whole house. Diona came in the next day and she was all, oh fuck, that's class, that's lovely. And then threw her coat down, threw her bag down, had like a meal deal that she threw in the kitchen table, and within about 20 minutes the place was a bomb site. And I was like, why the fuck do I waste so much of my life just tidying the house or doing shit that doesn't need done, that nobody sees?
Do you find like your mental health is better in a tidy house?
Oh, fucking.
Because that's how I find massively. So if I'm in and the house is a mess, I'm like, I couldn't sit down to do work if it was a total shambles. And then, but then that's where the gift and the curse comes of being a natural procrastinator. Is I'll be like, right, I need this work to do. This is a mess in here. I'll tidy that, and I'll be like, fuck, I could put a wash on. I could hang this. I could, and then you end up doing stuff like, oh, actually,
You get there all day.
You know, I could dust the old chess set in the attic, and you're like, why are you doing these random jobs you don't need to do? And then by the end of the day, the kids are back, and Catherine's in from work, and I fuck all work done, and then getting emails from, have you got that done? Nah. Because I was dusting the chess set in the attic. I'm like, why?
That's a euphemism, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like, but speaking of things that happened today, I was going to tell you this at lunch, but I was like, I'll save it for the podcast, because this is just one of the worst scenarios. Like, so there's a few things have happened to make this scenario. I guess is like, I don't know how many different like butterfly effects have to happen for this exact moment to take place, but I'll explain. So we have had a bit of decoration done in the house with the hall, stair and landing painted, and our hall curtains are too high to like, so the fucking painter, to be fair, just ripped the fucking thing out of the wall, pissed me off. So the curtain pole's down, so I have to go up and reattach the curtain pole. But he's also like, you know, like curtain poles go on and there's like these wee awkward screws.
But there's not enough room to screw them in.
So he's done that, but he's also just realised I don't have the Allen key to unscrew it. So he just ripped the fucking pole off the wall and like pulled the thing out. So I've gone through like my toolbox to try to find out. I don't have an Allen key. So I was like, right, so I had to order a full new set of Allen keys, which will be in the post today. Thank you, Bezos. And I'll try and get that sorted when I get home. But in the meantime, we have no curtains. Now, I can't actually hang the curtains because they're too high out of the way and you have to shimmy along the windowsill to do it. So my sister will have to come back from London, which is due back tonight, and she's the only one whose feet are small enough, and she's the only one that's like light enough and nimble enough to shimmy across the.
Now, was she coming back anyway?
Yes.
You haven't got her a flight to do this?
No, she's gotta be so. I'll pay you to come back, but she's bought a puppy. It's living with my parents at the minute, and she's basically living with them now to train it. But although she lives in London, it's a weird scenario. But she's come back, and I was like, you need to do, because she's done it once before, and we got the new curtains on, and she's like, this is the worst job ever. I'm never doing it again. I was like, well, guess what?
You have
to do it again. So we did that. So in the meantime, there's no curtains in the hall. So basically, it looks into our hall from the street. So
no frosted glass or nothing?
No, just like fully in. And the only thing is, like, it happened to me a couple of days ago. I was doing a dump, and Matilda walked in. Obviously, the lights on. It's night time, and there's just curtains open, and the neighbours can just see me sitting in the pod. So I'd be like, close the fucking door. So that's grand. So that's the first thing that has happened to set the scenario up. The second is Holly had a bit of a tummy bug, so she's off work or school for a few days, and then also she wasn't in the factory stitching together those Jordans. But she came home, was fine, off school, tummy bug. And then Catherine said to me, she went, you know, one thing about you never get like tummy bugs, or you never vomit or anything. You have a strong constitution. I was like, yeah, I don't really. So a couple of days ago, I don't know, I went to bed about 8 o'clock, and I just felt really cold around my tummy, and I was like, I'm really freezing, and I was like, I felt like I needed a big fart or shit, and I couldn't poo. I was like, fuck, it's not like I can't. I was like, and then the next day, I was like, I feel like I just need a big shit to like feel better, and then I went to the toilet, and it was just like someone had poured out, you know, like a community-sized pot of tea just out of my arse. Really? It was just I was like, no, I have a tummy bug here. So that was fine, the tummy bug. But obviously a couple of days passed. Today it's starting to get back to normal again, but the remnants of the tummy bug is your arsehole's killing you. So like last night I had to really give it a good old clean with a shower and put the Sudocrem on the works. And today I was like, I did a wee stinger. I was like, right, that's a problem. I need to. And I thought, because I'm coming here to meet you, you know, I don't have a sore bum, like, you know, because I mean.
Does Catherine not help you out with stuff like that, being a nurse?
No, she is very much, I clock out. Once I'm clocked out, it's like, you know, like if you're a builder, like I do nothing in my own house. But she came, or she wouldn't do that. So I was like, right, so my bum was sore today, and I thought, right, you know what, I'll just clean my bum. Got a wee baby wipe, because we've got kids, so we've got all the gear we need. So I went into Matilda's room, got some baby wipes, got the Sudocrem. So I was just wearing a t-shirt, nothing else, and I put my foot up on the bath, and like, so I was bent, my hole was bent over, and I was just baby wiping my hole, making sure it was clean first. And as I was baby wiping my hole, it's all good, bit of Sudocrem, just about to put a finger, so I bent over, arse spread, like gaped across Vinny somehow gets out of the kitchen, walks upstairs, nudges his head through the bathroom door. Door opens, light on in the bathroom. I'm bent over, just show him a full hole in the street. And there's guys on doing a tarmac across the street. These guys just looking right up, and I was looking, going, "Oh no, is this going to look like I'm just being like, here, what do you think of this, lads?" And it was just very embarrassing. Then I had to put my trousers on, come out to you, and when I got in the car, one of the guys was out with a wheelbarrow, and I was like, "All right, mate," and he just went, "No way." So yeah, it was an embarrassing scenario. So I need those curtains up. My sister needs to get the fuck home soon and get those curtains up. I'm hoping. So I'm going out to see darts tonight. Can't wait. Yeah, I'm going out for
SSE?
that. SSE, yeah.
Class.
So I'm going to see that. So hopefully my sister will be like, I'll come home. My mum's not babysitting. Catherine's mum is. She'll maybe come round and be like, I'll do the curtains for him as a wee surprise. Same as you with the hearth. A wee surprise always better. But I know my sister should probably not be arsed. I'll have to come round tomorrow. But yeah, so I've get my arse for the street, and now I just need to not do it again.
You back to normal, do you think?
Arse-wise? Yes, the arse feels good, because I was getting really stressed out about the darts. Because if I'm at the darts and like there'll be a lot of pissed fellas about and a lot of in and out of the toilet, I might need a bit of time in there, like. But I feel I'm back to normal.
Would you trust a professional darts player, right? Saying you were in your bathroom, hole pulled apart. Yeah. Would you trust a darts player to get the bullseye? Yeah. Because it wouldn't hurt you, wouldn't it? It's a hole.
It could pierce the internal organs of your anus, like.
Take it would go in that
your
far?
rectum. Well, I mean, yes, because it would have to. It'd have to hit something.
There's just not a hole. It's just not a big opening there.
No, I don't think. But it would still go into something. You know what I mean? Like your organs are in.
Would the dart not just like go in, but then it would almost like hold it?
But then you wouldn't have to be. I don't know. I'm sure people could try. I'd let them do it without the actual dart end on it.
Without the dart.
Yeah.
That'd be a good TV show. It's like a
Euro
Eurotrash kind of thing, isn't it?
That'd be good. Yeah, I would pay to see that. What would you be called?
Farts before darts?
Yeah. I was going to say the bullseye. There's no pun on that, is there?
No.
Bumseye? No.
Bumseye could be a good one.
Yeah.
We'll
but what's the next level? Like, there is none. It's just constantly lads throwing darts into people's holes.
100 anal-ty?
Yeah.
Would you call it that?
Or you could just go for different holes. So you'd start off your butthole, and then if you want to, you can go away with $5,000, or you can go away with $100,000, but you need to turn around and open your dick hole, and then they put the actual dart on, and if they get it,
and you're like hemming in hand, and the audience are all gamble,
and you're like, fuck, go ahead, you know.
Where do I get my bags down? Fuck it.
No, I don't know why. Do you ever have like, if something happens to you, you still feel sore? Like I have a sore willy now thinking about that.
Do you?
Yeah. I sometimes get that if someone's
it's a psychological thing,
if
isn't
I
it?
see someone get hit in the balls, I'm like, and then sometimes
you straight away are all,
yeah, but not sore, but like just a wee bit like, oof. You know what I mean? Like if I'm watching a TV show, it's really emotional, I get really like sick in my stomach and anxious about stuff. You know, like if someone's going to get caught or someone's going to get killed or something, I'm like, fucking.
It's almost like when you watched You've Been Framed as a child, that you would watch it and you would have a great time laughing, whereas now when we're parents and you watch it, it's like just health and safety gone mad.
Oh, but that's the thing, we're just talking about health and safety. That would panic me now, because I would think
you couldn't enjoy it.
You'd preempt the danger, and then you'd just be like, stop doing that.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know whether that's just the thing that happens. Like, do you find that like you have some grown-up kids? Do you find like your worry changes, or
no? I can't relax.
No, still just as bad.
I won't relax now till I die.
That's a fun way to live your life. Just the most stressed guy.
Even like my son just went to university there in September.
Yeah,
I worry about him.
Where is he?
Liverpool.
Oh, I bet he loves it, does he?
He does, but I phoned him on the way here, but something happened with his
bank card, and he had to just get signed up to yours.
What do you call the money that you get when you go in? Student loan?
Yeah.
He ticked the wrong box in his student loan, so he got like the bare minimum amount of money, so it doesn't even cover his rent, and he's tried everywhere to get himself a job, but he can't get one. So he's really struggling, and I sent him on the phone. I was like, I'll happily send you a couple £100 right now, but you won't learn anything from it.
Yeah.
I says, make a phone call to the student loan place and ask for more money. Say you've got it wrong. Whatever box you ticked is the wrong box. Yeah. You're really under sort of paid, because you pay it back eventually. It's your money. Do you know what I mean? You're entitled to it from the government, from everybody paying tax. Go and make that phone call and just sort your life out. Yeah. Because I can't do it for him, Joe. So even though he's in a different country, I just worry sick all the time. Just like, is he going to get into a fight? Is he going to get blocked and say the wrong thing? Is he going to...
See, that's... Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Is he going to get somebody pregnant and I'm going to be a grandfather before I'm 40?
But think of all the material you get. you know, you'd be
I'd rather not have that material.
Yeah. Well, you know what you could do as a site? You could be like, listen, if I give you a catalogue of a 10-minute set of my best jokes, and be like, you could just go and do some like club sets off my best stuff and get yourself a bit of coin out of that. That'd be classic.
Yeah. Like Hot Water Comedy Club's
Oh,
right on his doorstep.
yeah,
Do you
just
know
go
what I
out
mean?
and be like,
The
he'd
wee
be
open
like,
spot and-
this is my first gig. Imagine he gives him a first gig and he just learns all your best stuff. I'd be like, this guy, this is impressive.
Maybe all you've a bit of potential there. Come back in 5
Yeah.
years. Keep working on it and come back.
That'd be a great one. There's something in that. You'd write something. Your son goes,
Just
doesn't
like
get,
come
yeah, it doesn't get enough dough, and you have to figure out ways to get money. The
See,
only thing is,
yeah.
you'd just be down by the docks with his whole gate and looking for darts players. Can you hit a bullseye here?
That'd be a good one.
That's why does my mind always go back to that? No matter what else, I'll sell sex. You know.
Yeah.
And the older I get, the more I'm like, don't think.
I know, and like I know like females. Why has fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Just
Yeah, I don't know.
outside
'Cause
with a
this is what's happened now. Our office, which is a podcast studio, the people next door have just decided to just fully rip out the whole insides of the entire building. So there's just guys who take up the whole car park, and now they're just listening to share.
Energy 106.
Yeah. I don't think I'll pick up the mics. It'll be all right.
Think it'll be alright.
Yeah, I think we'll be all right. So don't worry.
What's the dog?
The dog? Another good story about this. This is Vinny. Is that type of dog and looks a bit like him. So I just got this as him as my mascot.
Class.
But I had ordered like some podcast studio stuff. This was one of them, and blah. That's what came in the post. And I was out, and Catherine was in, and she opened it. And it was around her birthday, and she saw the box and thought that I had bought her like a model of the dog for her birthday. And she told her mates, so I was like, I think he's got me a. And like if
not in a nice way.
no, like it's a nice gift to be like, there you go, happy.
Right.
Like, and she's like, seriously, like, what the fuck do I want with this? But if her mate had told me that she had in advance, rather than me taking the studio, I would have wrapped it and all and been like, happy birthday, and pretend I got her nothing else. Just be
Yeah.
like,
And then do you know what? You wait a month and then you bring it to the studio. You're just
Yeah.
like, fuck it. She's not going to know
Yeah.
a month down the line. Do you know what I mean?
But she'd be the sort that would
Be all
break.
you.
She would break it and be like, oh no, the kids knocked it off and broke it. But no, I don't know. It's just because I always like the stuff on the desk, and then there's Modest there, and if we could have another sponsor, we could put one here.
Yeah.
You know, we used to have Manscaped as a sponsorship, and then we just don't anymore. So
Fuck Manscaped.
yeah, you know what? It was quite funny because they had sponsored before, and then it came back on board again, and I was just doing the reads really like Sly, being like, you can buy it if you want. I don't fucking, you know.
What if Manscaped agreed to get on board again, but you had to shave your dog with the Manscaped gear?
I would do his
Would you do
arsehole
it?
just.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't do the rest because you don't know what effect it has on.
Just for the darts to make it easier.
Yeah, just to make it easier. Because see, when we did get him, the guy who sold it to him was like, "Listen, he's toilet trained. He won't piss inside and outside. He'll eat what he's supposed to. He's basically trained, and also shaved his arsehole for you." And I was like,
Did he wink as well?
"Yeah." He's like, "Don't worry about it." And I said to him, "Like, is there a reason for that?" And he was like, "Oh, it just looks better, mate." And see, to be fair to him, it does.
Does
It looked
To
like.
who though?
But he's a Crufts guy, you know what I mean? So the guy who got him off trains dogs, like, you think he has setters, or like his dogs that he brings to Crufts, and he breeds retrievers, and they're like the proper good breed retrievers. And he's like, they just look better. So I don't know whether the judges, maybe it's just a pervy judge in Crufts. It's like,
Maybe.
the tails are good, let me see the ass. Ooh. You know, imagine that's all it was. And it started, it's like, oh, you need to have a nicely presented arsehole. Because like, if you look, I don't know whether it's something you do often, is look at dogs' arseholes, but a lot of like hairier dogs, the shit has to come through the hair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
that's
So it'd be
true,
like if I had an anus here instead of a mouth, there would be bits of shit getting
just
in my beard. And,
Dingleberry City, wouldn't
you
it?
know, it'd be, so it's probably nicer to have. Because like I watch him, and then there's times he'll do shit in his tail drag through it, and I'm like, oh no. So I'll bring him to sea and just fuck a stone and hope he washes his. That was actually my plan for this afternoon. Take him for a walk, collect the kids, and then take him out the back and tie him to the chair and wash him. You know. So,
I would get a what would you call that? A statue, a monument,
yeah, well, just a statue, isn't it? A statue, just
An
a wee-
ornament?
An ornament, yeah, an ornament.
I would get one of my cat, but it would fall over because he's only got 3 legs.
Yeah,
You've met my cat, haven't you?
yes.
Yeah.
It
Buttons.
didn't always have 3 legs, sure you didn't.
No, he had 4 when he was born, then he got hit by a car,
Yeah,
and the vets told us I'd just put him down. And
Yeah.
we were like, do you know what? Let's give him a go.
yeah,
And I regret not putting him down. So it's
Yeah.
fucking 400 quid.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I was
Yeah.
like, at least give us the leg if
Yeah.
you're charging us that
You
much
wear
money.
it
Do you
around
know what I
your
mean?
neck, like,
Yeah, like fucking, I'll wash it. And get Psychic Glenn to fucking bless it for me. But yeah, so he got hit by a car and he made a full recovery and he's completely fine
Yeah.
now. It was his wee back leg. But it's weird because do you know the way cats like sit down and then they put their leg up to their ear
Yeah.
and they do all this here? Well, he does that with his leg that isn't there,
Uh-huh.
and he puts his neck out like this, and then he just goes like that,
Yeah.
and just nothing happens. And you're like, it's been about 5 years, you've no leg.
Yeah. And you have to come over and be like, listen, I'll scratch you.
I have to get a fake leg, Joe, the leg that we got from
Yeah.
the vet, screw it in.
Screw it in. Like a fucking extension on a snooker cue.
I put it onto my finger, like
Yeah.
and then I just sit there and just fucking
Here you
tickle
go. Come here. One buttons. Where did he get knocked down?
it. Just at the bottom of our road, in
Yeah.
our old house, yeah. And he was found like 2 days later out somebody's back. Somebody posted a picture on like our local lost and found pets, and they're like, "Does anyone own this wee cat? It's like whimpering away here, and its leg was all like, sorry if you're eating your dinner or whatever."
Yeah.
His leg was just sort of like fucking
Like Dave Bust,
gone.
commentary player.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because
Worse.
I saw a cat get hit by a car once.
You actually seen it?
Yeah, and it was weird because I was driving up the road and I just heard it. No, I was driving up the road and it looked like to me either the cat was asleep in the fittings of the car in front, but I just heard this meow and like it was like thrown from under the car, and then I saw it scurry like scurry but dragging its legs across under the back of a parked van. And I was like, oh, that's good. Now, what was very fortunate was it was about 100 yards outside a vet. So it was a vet that Vinny goes to. So I rang him. I was like, this might sound really weird. And I'm not 100% if this is what I saw or what it was. Could have been a scarf for all I knew. I was like, I think a cat's been hit by a car and it's whimpering, making a real weird noise underneath a van here. Would you go and have a look? So they were like, okay, we'll see what we can do. That's fine. And then just later in the day, so this happened on the way to like leave the kids to school, and I rang them back later in the day, and they're like, yeah, we found the cat. It had damaged its back leg, not broken or anything, but it's damaged. We were in, we've treated it, and we found its owner. So I was like, there you go, happy
That's
days.
quick, wasn't
You
it?
know, so it was good that they did that. Whereas like I haven't actually seen anything get hit properly before, that I'm glad to say.
I've seen a bird get like fully ran over
Yeah.
a car where it like flew down onto the road and
Uh-huh.
then it just went and then
Yeah.
it came out the other side like fucking Play-Doh.
Yeah. Oh.
And it was horrible. I thought
Yeah.
about it for days. It's the
Yeah.
worst. There's something I would love a dog. Me and Diona talked about this
Yeah.
yesterday. I would fucking love a dog, but I feel like I have so much responsibility on my life,
Yeah.
in my life,
Yeah.
that I also just couldn't deal with it. See, the day
Yeah.
that they leave,
Yeah.
I couldn't deal with
Like
it.
die, you mean?
Aye.
Yeah, I thought you went through like, listen, cheers for praising me, Dad. I'm away to uni here. See?
Wee
but-
doggy uni.
But no, it'll be tough. Like, and whenever we had our dog put down during lockdown, because again, just for something to do, it was sad. You know,
Yeah.
actually, he bit Holly. You know, who's only a wee baby at the time. But yeah, it was really sad. And he was only like, I had inherited him almost. You know, it was Catherine's wee dog, and but Vinny's my boy. Like, you know, and
Yeah.
I did not want them. See at all at the start. She was like, Matilda was only wee. I was like, it's too much stress. I can't cope. Because then again, I knew I'm gonna be the one that's gonna have to fucking look after him and
Yeah,
walk him and
yeah.
be there and all.
But then it gets you out too, doesn't it?
Oh, mate, I love it. Nothing better now.
Yeah.
Like there's like, see now, we get finished here. Probably we do another 20 minutes home. I'll have to take him out, get the kids, go for a walk. It'll clear my head before the fucking madness of the children gonna torture me.
There's a time recently where I seen somebody walking their dog and they had headphones on, and I almost felt like they were being really rude towards the dog
Yeah.
by just not acknowledging it or not talking to the dog
Yeah.
the whole time. Because when I'm out with Winter all the time, my wee daughter, I'm talking to her all the time.
Yeah.
And even when she was a baby and she couldn't talk back,
Yeah.
you'd be talking to her and singing to her
Yeah.
and just keeping her entertained.
Yeah,
But with a dog, I've never properly owned a dog as an adult.
yeah.
So I don't know what the etiquette is.
Well,
or-
you were a kid, you were full of responsibility for a small kennel. Yeah.
But I see people walking their dogs now with
Yeah.
headphones in. I'm like, you ignorant bastard! You're going to ignore that dog
Yeah.
the whole journey. Is that what you do?
But I would walk, say, to the beach with him. So I'd walk to the beach, but when he's on a lead, he's just sniffing about, looking to piss and like walk. So I'd listen to a podcast, sometimes even do a podcast, like Dog Walks with Davey, available on Patreon.
Class.
If I'm out there, but then when I get to the beach, I'll turn it off because I'll take him off the lead. Again, because we live quite near a busy road, so once we're past all that, I'll let him off the lead and on the beach or if we're at a country park or something. He's off the lead for the most of it. But I wouldn't be listening to stuff when he's off a lead in case he's going up to other dogs or because other people, there's nothing fucking queer as folk like, and people just be all like, oh, get your dog away, and it's like, well, if your dog's off a lead, mine, like, what's the problem, you know?
Yeah.
So I'll always have the earphones off whenever he's off the lead, but when he's on it, it's just walking there and back, like. But he's great, like, and he's a big sullen twat, like, if you don't take him for a walk, like, if I go down in the morning, I have my coat and my hat on and open the kitchen door, you'll be like, you know. But then sometimes if you go and have to leave the kids off to school, and then like today I thought by the time I get back I'll take them out and then come in to meet you, but then I thought actually I might need a shit, so I'll hang about just in case of another, you know, dose of the runs here. So I didn't, and he just sat looking at me with a big sad droopy face, and it's like, you're just
waiting to go.
Yeah, but he'll love it when he gets out, like when he get back here. But
Happy days.
It is good, and there's nothing better clear the old head than a bit of a
Big
a walk with a dog, like.
Yeah.
And we're lucky where we are down by the beach, like, it's great for that.
Unreal. What made you call him Vinny?
Vinny, because there was a guy, we were watching a lot of Jersey Shore at the time, and there's a guy in Jersey Shore called Vinny, so we just called him Vinny after him.
Sweet.
Is the actual reason, yeah. So that's about it, you know. That's about the true reason why he's called Vinny. But he's great. And then my sister has said, who's back to fix my curtain pole, has a sausage dog, a wee mini Dachshund, and it's the smallest dog I've ever seen in my life. So
really,
it'll be funny to see how he interacts.
The cocktail sausage dog.
Yeah, that's in fact why is it not called a cocktail sausage dog? Like, you should. That's what the wee miniatures should be called, cocktail sausage dogs. Let me see where we're at. Oh wow,
got some questions, have you?
we have a few. Let me see here. Oh wow.
I thought it was Friday there because of the tunes that they're
I
playing.
know, I don't know what they're fucking doing out there. Naomi said who'd win between Diona and Catherine, and there's a link to something. I don't think it's just general fight. The husband calling contest. Have you seen that?
No.
This is apparently a contest where women just call their husband. So.
Good old-fashioned yelling. That's the husband calling contest.
And you can see they look a lot like Karen.
Judges, are you ready?
It's like Father Ted almost, isn't it? It's like a modern day Father Ted.
Okay.
This is it.
Bob! Hurry up! I don't want to be late.
Did she make that up? She ad-libbed it?
Great
Yeah.
Iowa State
They're just
Fair.
winging it. This is 5th place.
Hurry!
So who's?
Robert D!
Oh, Robert.
That's it. I'm going by myself.
Oh, why? You're absolutely loving it.
I have been here.
Oh, Bonnie Shawwell either, of course.
To 40
The legend of the.
years at Pioneer Hall.
Keith? He's not a dog.
The clock says.
She said Buckfast.
No, I think she said the clock said. I mean, that's a good way to lure him out of
I
bed.
have won
Buckfast,
many
Keith.
times, but lots of times I've came
That's
in
unreal,
second,
that.
third, too.
That's like, have you ever seen like a montage of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire of all the people waving?
Yes.
Isn't that unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so rare. Let's see what this one's
Oh,
going
my
to drop.
husband? What am I supposed to call him? You low down Roger Daryl Eichelberg, you low down stinky manure covered farmer
He's
tan.
second.
Oh, I'm supposed to call him for dinner. Daryl!
Let's see who wins.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's the woman herself, the boss.
You hear me? You get yourself in here right now! Come on! You know you're going to be late again, and you
Do you
know that
reckon
I
that the
want to get there on time.
Make them say that to get off.
Right.
I couldn't cope with that. I'd do my head and I'd be like, I heard you the first time, would you fuck up?
They're like those Brazilian commentators, aren't they?
Yeah.
Go, go, go!
I thought you were going to say, have you ever seen a thing that was going around for a while? I think it was called Brazilian fart porn.
Fart porn?
Yeah. I thought that's what you were going to say. It's like Brazilian fart porn. But it was... oh my God. It's like, I'll Google this because it's not going to go on the podcast. But there was something like, you know when it went around like the whole 2 girls 1 cup era?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Brazilian fart porn, but it was just this video of just people's buttholes. and I was going, "Brr," and then other people going like, and it was just the weirdest, grossest shit I've ever seen. And I thought I wanted to know how you're going to relate Brazilian farm porn to that.
No.
But
Not
Brazilian
possible.
husband calling. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Who do you think would win in that argument between Diona and Catherine?
I mean, Diona's loud. You know
Yeah.
yourself. Diona is loud. There's times I have to tell her to reel it in a
Do you
bit.
reckon if she was doing a contest, she would be able to turn it up and really?
Yeah. I think Diona would reach pitches that have never been reached.
Yeah, so maybe that's the problem. Wives can reach pitches that husbands just can't hear. We're up there just trying to, shit in peace, or put Sudocrem in our holes without the neighbours watching. But Sean has said Lurgan and Ireland as a whole too has a problem with crabs in a bucket mentality. Did you get much negativity from people in your town at the beginning stages of your career?
I actually had a chat with a guy yesterday at my local leisure centre about our town and how everyone, maybe not as much anymore, but it's one of those small town mentality kind of things where people almost want to see you die in your hole or not do well rather than actually support you.
Yeah.
Because I was saying to him, like, he seen me do support for Paddy McDonnell in Armagh Marketplace.
Yeah.
And he was like, it's weird, isn't it? Like, because obviously Paddy has the backing of like West Belfast, you know, and it's a nice kind of community feel up there where everybody supports one another. You look at all the boxers and all the success and the Fela community, like fucking stuff and the money that gets pumped into there. Yeah. And then you look at somewhere like Lurgan and it's just like, I've always felt like throughout my career that people just want to see you not do well. They're bitter or they're jealous or to a certain extent. Now there are people who fucking back you to the hill. Yeah. But I don't know, something has to happen in Lurgan, I think, or somebody has to really hit the big time to just sort of put the town on the map in a good way. Do you know what I mean?
There's a couple. There's you and Mickey are both from Lurgan, aren't you?
Yeah, there's for one stage there was 4 or 5 comedians. Justin Freeburn, you could say as well. Yeah. Phil McEwen, obviously, who used to do stand up. Do you know, you could all say we're all Lurgan lads, like, so it's weird that even like when I first started, my second or third gig back home was an open mic competition in Derry, where the gigs are now, Brickwork.
Yes.
In there.
Great venue.
And I went in and Mickey was on the bill and they were all, welcome the first act from Lurgan, Mickey Bartlett. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I thought I was the first person ever from Lurgan to do stand up. And my second or third gig I'd met Mickey. Yeah. And it was just so surreal. But it's just one of those weird small town.
But I think that a lot
things.
of it, and it is maybe changing a bit, but I think it covers the whole of Northern Ireland as a whole. You know, like if you ever enter the competitions like X Factor or anything, people are always like, who the fuck do they think they are? Yeah. Whereas like you get them from Liverpool and all, and they're down at the docks, being like, come on, you know, like your man won it from Glasgow, Leon, what's his face? Not a clue, but the Scots got behind him. Yeah. Fucking go ahead.
Yeah. Fill a football stadium and Dermot O'Leary's in the front of them all. Just fucking.
I think we need to look at that a bit more here.
Yeah.
Paul wants to know: is it just me, or are most people ignorant bastards these days? The lack of basic manners are younger people in shops that have no basic people skills. I'm 37, but maybe I'm a grumpy old man already. Love the podcast, Uncle Dave. Thank you very much, Paul. I do think people are. I think it's the fact we're getting older that you see differences in the generations below you. You go, fuck, I wouldn't have done that in my day. I do think respect is something that is like, I hate to sound like a stickler. I was a prefect in school, sorry, right? But I remember back in the day, I wasn't allowed to have a beard. I was like, you have to have your sideburns above the bottom of your ears. Yeah, you can't have a beard. Whereas now, and like one of the rules at our school was your hair can't flop over your eyes and you bend down to suck your teacher's cock, right? But they and that's the thing. And I went past a guy going to the school I went to the other day, and he's long hair. I was like, I would have his uniform card off him, marked in the works. But it's like wee things like that. Although, like, you know, uniforms or like that's part of the rules. People like, you should be allowed to wear what you want. Yeah, but then don't go to that place that makes you. Yeah. You know, I think more of that is happening, and I think like one thing I'm really forceful with my kids is hard labour, and apart from that, it's also manners, please and thank yous. You know, I think that's important.
Manners is the first thing I taught my kids, and I pride myself on that. That just no matter what, it's like just manners, just use your manners all the time. Yeah. But to answer Paul's question, fuck up, Paul.
Yes. Andrew has said, oh well, he's just sent a video. It says Shane Todd, if Johnny Bowe finds early range. I mean, it's weird. I think he just means it's a skinny Chinese man. Which, by the way, I think there's definite similarities between Shane Todd and
Skinny Chinese
and a skinny
man.
Chinese man, definitely.
Yeah.
That's the last of the questions. That wraps us up nicely. You know, I think that was a weird one, Andrew. Appreciate it, but it was definitely a weird way to end. And I said it ties it up quite rightly because we're talking about the slit of the penis at the start, which is also similar to a young Asian man.
But
you know?
get your dart hole videos in for next week.
Dart hole
Let's see
videos for
some of
next
those.
week. Do you have anything you want to plug or anything? Where can people find you or what's going on?
Just search my name on Instagram, Sean Haggerty Comedian, I think it is.
Is that your full name from birth? That's one of those things
That's
that,
it,
like,
yeah. I was destined to
you
be
were
a comedian.
destined to be, you know?
Chris Suitors, Jolene, deals with suits.
That's what he's a DJ.
Sean
you know?
Haggerty Comedian?
Yeah.
No.
Doesn't work, no.
I was thinking of his initials there. I was like,
Yeah.
DJ? No.
No, it doesn't work.
So yeah, Sean Haggerty Comedian. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, run a couple of gigs a month in PBs at the Moy, in Thornbury's
a lot
in
of fun.
Lisburn. You're doing the next Thornbury's?
Yes, I'm in the
Yourself
next
and Butler?
Thornbury's. Looking forward to it.
And Thirsty Jazz as well, which I think you're doing in March.
Yes, give me those
So,
dates again. 'cause
Fun times.
I'm not sure of that one.
Fun times.
Listen, it's been a pleasure. If you want to subscribe to Patreon, it's there to do. You know where it's at. All the links are in the bios, the shows, whatever else. Thank you very much for listening. One thing I will say just before I go, if you listen to the podcast, whatever you listen to it on, whatever platform, subscribe. It helps. You know, and if you want to rate and review as well, that'll be great. I'll read those out on the podcast. Have a good week, people. Sean, thanks very much.
Cheers, man.
Take it easy, mate. Cheers.
I'm the sly guy.